Imagine a world over 230 million years ago, a time of chaos and immense change. The continents we know today were fused into one massive supercontinent called Pangaea, surrounded by a single global ocean. Volcanoes spewed ash into the atmosphere, and the climate was unforgiving. Yet amidst this harsh, primordial landscape, a new form of life was beginning to stir. This was the dawn of the dinosaurs. But forget the colossal giants you see in movies, at least for now. The very first dinosaurs were small, nimble reptiles, barely larger than a modern-day turkey. They weren't the kings of their world yet. They were survivors, opportunists, creatures like our raptor, quick on their feet, likely warm-blooded, and incredibly adaptive, scurried through the undergrowth, seizing every chance to thrive. From these humble beginnings, one of the most successful and awe-inspiring dynasties in Earth's history would rise. Over millions of years, driven by the relentless engine of natural selection, these small reptiles would spread to every corner of the planet. They were on an evolutionary journey that would see them transform from swift, modest predators into towering herbivores that literally shaped the world around them. This is the story of how the small became mighty, a tale of survival, adaptation, and eventual domination. As the Triassic period ended and the Jurassic began, the world itself was transforming. The great supercontinent of Pangaea started to crack and drift apart. A slow but monumental process that created new oceans, altered weather patterns, and forged diverse new environments. This global shift was the catalyst for an explosion in dinosaur evolution. With new lands to conquer and new ecological niches to fill, the dinosaurs diversified in ways never before seen. In the vast lush forests that now covered much of the land, giants began to walk the earth. This was the age of the sauropods, the long-necked titans. Imagine a brachiosaurus, its neck stretching high into the canopy, munching on leaves from trees as tall as modern office buildings. Picture herds of Diplodocus, their whip-like tails cracking through the air, migrating across sprawling plains. These herbivores were living mountains, their immense size a defense against the fearsome predators that evolved alongside them. And what predators they were. The Jurassic wasn't just about gentle giants. It was also home to some of the most efficient carnivores in history. Allosaurus, with its powerful jaws and sharp claws, became the apex predator of its time, a perfectly engineered hunter ruling the terrestrial food chain. It stalked the sauropod herds, a constant threat that drove the evolution of even greater size and more complex social behaviors in its prey. The epic struggle between predator and prey was a powerful force, sculpting the bodies and behaviors of these magnificent creatures. But the real evolutionary marvel of this era wasn't happening on the ground. It was unfolding in the trees and eventually in the sky. Among the diverse dinosaur families, a group of small feathered theropods began to develop unique adaptations. Their scales started to morph into complex, lightweight structures, feathers. Initially, these feathers might have been for insulation or display, a flash of color to attract a mate. But over millions of years, they became longer, stronger, and more aerodynamic. Their arms elongated, their bones hollowed out, and their bodies became perfectly suited for a new frontier. These creatures were taking to the air. They weren't just gliding. They were achieving powered flight. These were the ancestors of today's birds. Living proof that the story of dinosaurs is not just about size, but about an incredible journey into the heavens. They were the first dinosaurs to truly conquer the sky, a testament to evolution's boundless creativity. As we move into the Cretaceous period, the final chapter of the dinosaurs' reign, their diversity reached its absolute zenith. For over 160 million years, they had dominated the planet, and now they were more varied and spectacular than ever. Imagine the landscape teeming with life. Herds of Triceratops, with their 3 iconic horns and massive frills, grazed in defensive circles, ready to charge any threat. The Ankylosaurus, a living tank covered in bony plates and wielding a club-like tail, ambled through the forests, virtually impervious to attack. This was a world of specialization. Duck-billed hadrosaurs communicated with complex calls through their hollow crests, while packs of intelligent feathered raptors like Velociraptor hunted with terrifying coordination, using their sickle-like claws with deadly precision. And towering over them all was the undisputed king, the tyrant lizard himself, Tyrannosaurus rex. With a bite force strong enough to crush bone, T-Rex wasn't just a scavenger. It was an apex predator at the peak of its evolutionary power, the culmination of millions of years of predatory refinement. From armored herbivores to cunning pack hunters and the mighty T-Rex, the Cretaceous was a vibrant, dynamic, and dangerous world, ruled by an incredible dynasty of creatures. But even the most powerful dynasties must fall. About 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs' long reign came to an abrupt and catastrophic end. From the depths of space, a massive asteroid, it's estimated to be 6 miles wide, hurtled towards Earth. It slammed into our planet near the coast of modern-day Mexico, striking with the force of billions of atomic bombs. The impact was cataclysmic. It triggered global firestorms that incinerated entire continents, and monstrous tsunamis that washed over coastlines for thousands of miles. A thick cloud of dust, soot, and vapor was blasted into the atmosphere, shrouding the planet in darkness for years. The sun was blotted out. Photosynthesis stopped. Plants withered and died, and the food chain collapsed from the bottom up. Temperatures plummeted, plunging the world into a prolonged impact winter. In this apocalyptic aftermath, life struggled to survive. 3/4 of all species on Earth were wiped out. The age of the dinosaurs was over. All the magnificent giants, the Triceratops, the Ankylosaurus, and the mighty T-Rex, vanished forever. Their fossils the only remaining evidence of their long and glorious rule. But in the midst of this mass extinction, evolution found a way. Not everything perished. Amidst the devastation, small, resilient species managed to cling to life. And among the survivors were the descendants of those small, feathered dinosaurs that had taken to the skies. Their small size meant they needed less food. Their feathers provided insulation against the cold, and their ability to fly allowed them to travel vast distances in search of scarce resources. They carried the torch of life into a new age, an age without giant reptiles. So, the next time you look up and see a bird soaring across the sky, whether it's a tiny sparrow in your garden or a majestic eagle circling high above, take a moment to appreciate what you're really seeing. You are witnessing a living echo of a vanished world. You are watching the last living descendants of the dinosaurs. Their story is written in their very bones, a story of adaptation, survival, and incredible transformation. From scales to feathers, from the depths of the ancient Earth to the open sky, the saga of the dinosaurs isn't just a tale of extinction. It is a powerful reminder of evolution's endless creativity and the unbreakable persistence of life. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through time. If you're as fascinated by the world of dinosaurs as we are, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. See you next time.